Hi students, my name is Nitish Nagarashet. I am from Handara. So last class we discussed about a topic from 10th standard, that is light, reflection and refraction. So already we discussed about light, what is the definition of light, and for some of the examples. And then we discussed about reflection of light and their definition, their terminologies and the laws of reflections. So let us move on to some of the instruments. So any physical phenomenon that have any instrument like that. So here is only. So in the reflection also there is some instruments are there. We have to produce reflection. So that is we are commonly known as mirrors. So along with the plane mirror we have several mirrors like spherical mirrors. So dear students, in this class we shall discuss about spherical mirrors. Yes, spherical mirrors. The name only indicates mirrors. Mirrors are already you know that in your home also there are some mirrors. So it's a reflecting part or reflecting surface. So while we are reflecting, so there is some incident light, reflecting light. So there are some terminologies are there. So in mirrors we have to produce reflection of light. So here we have a term spherical mirrors. That means the mirrors that are in the spherical space. The mirrors have a reflecting surface and spherical in shape. So this is the instrument. Mirror is the instrument. It's a shape of the mirror. So spherical mirror and plane mirrors, we are categorizing that only. So plane mirrors means it's a plane mirror. So paper plane. So likewise paper plane, it's a plane mirror. So it's a spherical mirror means it's in a spherical shape. Spherical shape type mirrors are there. So those are known as spherical mirrors. So we have to define. So how we can define here? So in the case of any physical phenomenon, so we have to include what is that, why is this, and how is that. So likewise, what, why, and how we have to include. Here what we have to do, what is compulsory, what is that we have to include. Spherical mirrors are the mirrors. And how is that, how it is. So we have to describe that one. So we have to define first. So firstly we have to take what is spherical mirrors. Spherical mirrors are the mirrors. Spherical mirrors are the mirrors and how it is having reflecting surface. Is having reflecting surface and spherical in shape. Having mirrors having spherical reflecting surface. I will take just this one. Spherical reflecting surface. Spherical reflecting surface. Having spherical reflecting surface. So that means these mirrors also have reflecting part, but the reflecting part having spherical in shape. So that means we are taking it as a spherical mirrors. So this is about the spherical mirrors. So here in spherical mirror there are two types of mirrors are there. So here what are the types of mirrors? So types of mirrors are there are two types of mirrors. One is concave mirror and convex mirror. There are two types of spherical mirrors. First one is concave mirror and second one is convex mirror. Yes. So these two are the types of mirrors based on their structures. So here we are categorizing into structures. So we are categorizing two types. That is, one is concave mirror, another one is a convex mirror. So let us discuss one by one. Yes. Firstly, I will take concave mirror. Yes. Here, so just take the words in. So here, cave is there. Cave. Cave means, so it's an inside part. So there is a inward part is there. So the cave means, so we have to open up or we have to go inside. So likewise, so here cave already you know in your English language. So there is some sages are there, so they got meditation. So they take meditation in the caves. So already you know that. So cave. So likewise cave, that means here the spherical reflecting part is inward. That means is spherical reflecting part is curved inward and faces towards the center of the reflecting part. So here, yes. So this is the concave mirror. So here, so you have to just, yes, you have to see vertically. So that means there is a spherical reflecting part here. The spherical reflecting part just curved inward here. So also all these faces here, all these faces, all these points faces towards the center, faces towards the center. So this spherical reflecting part is curved inward and faces towards the center. So likewise, so it's a concave mirror. Yes. So backside it's a opaque part, it's a reflecting part. This reflecting part is curved inward here. So then we have to define. In the case of defining, we have to keep on taking what, how and why. So yes, we have to take firstly what and why we don't take and how it is. We have to describe the things. That means concave mirror is the spherical mirror. What is that? Concave mirror is the spherical mirror. Concave mirror is the spherical mirror whose spherical reflecting part curved inward and faces towards the center of the spherical reflecting surface or spherical reflecting part. I will take spherical reflecting surface. Yes. So concave mirror is a spherical mirror. What is that? It's a spherical mirror whose spherical reflecting part curved inward. Spherical reflecting part curved inward and faces towards the center. Faces towards the center of the spherical reflecting surface. So that means here the reflecting part or reflecting surface is curved inward. So likewise we have to represent it in this diagram. So here we have to draw this like this. We have to draw like this. Yes. So here we have to draw the opaque part is like that. So we have to take this. So I have just, yes. So this is the representation of concave mirror. Here we have to take the spherical reflecting part to the left side of this and opaque part to the right side. So we have to just represent it like that only. So just remember the reflecting part in the left side and opaque part is in the right side. For concave mirror also and convex mirror also, both are in the case. We have to draw mirrors like this only. We have to take reflecting part in the left side and opaque part in the right side. It means it's a reflecting part and it is opaque part. Yes. So this is about the concave mirror. So then we go ahead with the convex mirror. Yes. So we have to take next convex mirror. Simultaneously we have to write down the same. So here, but the difference is that here the spherical reflecting part curved outward and faces away from the center of the spherical surface. So that is convex mirror is the spherical mirror whose reflecting part, spherical reflecting part you can take, reflecting part curved outward and faces away from the center of the spherical reflecting part. Spherical reflecting part here. So yes, this is the convex mirror. Here the spherical reflecting part is curved outward and the faces away from the center of the spherical reflecting part. Here curved inward here, just is here. So we have to touch this like this. So this part going inward and this part curved outward. This part curved. So here this part curved inward and this part curved outward here. So this is the convex mirror. So you can use it in the science lab also. So this is the convex mirror. So we have to represent it like this. Yes, I will try from this side. Yes. So this is the representation of convex mirror. So here the opaque part is there. Here it is opaque part and this part is the reflecting part. So here reflecting part is curved outward and the opaque part is curved inward here. So this is the reflecting part and this is the opaque part. Yes, these are all about the types of the spherical mirror, convex mirror and concave mirror we are using in the spherical mirrors. So we have to done with the ray diagrams and ray behaviors. So many things are there in the we have to learn. So these are all about the types of spherical mirrors and how we can represent those mirrors. So let us move on to the terminologies. So likewise in reflection we have incident light, reflected light, normal drawn to the fingerprint, drawn at the point of incident, and then angle of incidence and angle of reflection. Likewise the mirrors also having some of the terminologies we have to study in this class. So while representing those terminologies, we have to take all the terminologies into the concave and convex mirror also. So some of the terminology we have to learn for the some of the terminologies here. So firstly I will draw one of the convex mirror. So I will write here only, and this is for convex mirror. I will take here. Yes, this is enough. So let us take all the terminologies. Yes. So this is a concave mirror. So I will take the opaque part here. Then this is convex mirror. So I will take the opaque part is here. Yes. So this is concave mirror, and it's a convex mirror. In both the cases, I will consider the reflecting part in the left side and the opaque part is in the right side. Here it is also reflected part in the left side and opaque part is in the right side. So firstly, I will take one by one terminologies. Firstly, I will consider the pole of the mirror. Pole. The pole is the center of the spherical reflecting part. So pole is the center. Pole is the center of the spherical reflecting part, spherical reflecting surface. You can take anything. So here in concave mirror and also convex mirror, both are having their pole. So likewise, I will consider the pole here P at the center of this spherical part, and I will consider the pole is here. Yes, here the center of the spherical reflecting part. In mirror also we can take the center of the spherical reflecting part. This is the center. This is the center of the spherical reflecting part. This is the spherical mirror, sphere or circle. We can take it as. So it's a sphere. The center of the spherical reflecting part means here it's a spherical center of the spherical reflecting part. This is the pole of this convex mirror, and also simultaneously in concave mirror also the spherical reflecting part. Center of the spherical reflecting part is here. This is the pole of the mirror. So here we can represent it as a P. So pole can be, it is represented as capital P. So then we move on to the next one. So second, so center of curvature. Second one, center of curvature. The center of curvature. The center of curvature is the center of the imaginary sphere where the spherical reflecting part is the part of the imaginary sphere. That means, so here we can extend it into the circle. So that means it comes to a circle form. So that means, so here there is a formation of circle is there. So here also there is a formation of circle is there. The center of that imaginary sphere, so is known as center of curvature. We are representing it as a C, that is center of curvature. So what is center of curvature? It's a center of curvature. Center of the, it is center of the imaginary sphere. Imaginary sphere where the spherical reflecting part, is the part of the imaginary sphere. So this means that this spherical surface is here, it is curved outward, here it is curved inward. That means both are the part of the imaginary sphere. So both are, we cut it from the imaginary sphere. So like that, the center of that imaginary sphere or center of that imaginary circle is known as C, or center of curvature. It is represented as capital C. It is represented as capital C here. So likewise, it's having a center. Circle having a center means, so it is also having a radius. So that means likewise, so we have to denote it in a term that is radius of curvature. So similarly like that. So let us move on to the next terminology, that is radius of curvature. It is third one is radius of curvature. Similarly, it's a radius of an imaginary sphere where the spherical surface is a part of the sphere. That means we have to extend up to the pole of the mirror. So that means it's a radius of curvature. It will represent it as a letter R. Here also we have to extend up to the pole. So it is represented as capital R, that is radius of curvature. So that means it's a radius. It is a radius of imaginary sphere where the spherical reflecting surface is the part of the imaginary sphere. So also it is represented as letter capital R. It is represented by the letter capital R. So this is about radius of curvature. Next we have to go to the next terminology, that is principal focus. Before principal focus we have to take principal axis. So that is fourth one, it is principal axis. So principal axis is the imaginary line passes from center of curvature and the pole of the mirror. So it's an imaginary line. So there is no any existence of that line. We have to take it imaginary. So that means it's an imaginary line passes from center of curvature and the pole of the mirror. So that means, so principal axis means we have to draw here. So it passes from center of curvature and pole of the mirror. Here it also we have to take. So it passes from center of curvature and the pole of the mirror. It will passes from both the terminologies. That is, this is the principal axis. So here it is it's a principal axis. It passes from center of curvature and the pole of the mirror. It is an imaginary line. So what it is? It is an imaginary line. And how it is? It passes from pole and center of curvature. It is an imaginary line. It passes from pole and center of the curvature. So we done the four terminologies. Let us move on to the next terminology, that is principal focus. while we defining the principal focus, so just we have to take some of the ray diagram. So some of the rays after reflection from the concave mirrors or convex mirrors, what happens? So firstly we have to see that one, then after that we have to define principal focus. So here it's a concave mirror, so after that here we have to take some of the ray lines. So here I will take one ray line, and here I will take another ray line. So there are infinite number of rays parallel to this principal axis, so we have to take infinite number of rays, but here I will consider just two only. So here also I will take two rays, and here also we have to take two rays here. So what is the basic condition for a ray? Consider this a ray, it means we have to put some arrow lines. So I will put arrow here. So here also I will put some arrows here. So just consider it's a wall. So it's like a wall. So spherical wall is there. So here I will just throw one ball. So here I will throw one ball here. So after hitting the wall, so it will go upside, so upward. So I think so this after hitting this wall, so it will go upward, and here also here what we get, so after hitting the wall it will go downward direction, it will go in the downward direction. So when we throw the ball, so here also we have to throw the ball after hitting this wall, so what we get, so it will bounce in the downward direction. Here also, so what happens here? After hitting the wall, it will go upward here because of the shape of the wall. So likewise in light only, so here after hitting this spherical surface, it will go upward, and here it will go downward, here it will go downward, and it will go upward here. So I will write like this. I will take yes, and yes. So this is the principal focus, and here there is no any contact to the principal axis, but we have to extend here. Yes, here also we have to extend here. So this point is the principal focus. That means when a infinite number of rays after reflection, it meets all the rays after reflection, it meets at point on the principal axis. So that is nothing but principal focus. Focus means we have to point some point. So we have to point out focus. So we have to point that for part will be the very needed part on. So like that, so it is a needed part. So here also it is a needed part, because so all the lines, all the rays after reflection from the spherical mirrors, it will coincide with it will interact with, or it will intersect the principal axis. So at one point on the principal axis, that point is known as principal focus. That means what is meant by principal focus here? So it's a terminology, that is principal focus. Principal focus is it is a point on the principal axis. It is a point on the principal axis where all the rays meet after reflection. So that means after reflection, all the ray light rays are meet at a point on the principal axis. That point is nothing but principal focus. It is represented by letter F. So here it is focus point, so we have to mark it with an arrow mark. Then we have to consider it in the form of light rays. So this is the point in the on the principal axis where all the light rays meet at a point after reflection. So focus here. So it is represented by the letter capital F. Then we take the next terminology, that is sixth one, focal length. Focal length, it is very important term in our this chapter light. So because focal length is, we have to try some of the experiments. So with the regard of it, we have to find out the focal length. What is the focal length of the concave lens? What is the focal length of the convex mirror? What is the focal length of concave mirror? So like that, we have to judge a concave mirror or convex mirror by the terminology that it's a focal length. By the focal length, we have to measure the concave mirror and convex mirror. So here, what is the focal length? Focal length is the distance between pole and the principal focus. It's a distance between pole and the principal focus. Here it is also, it's a distance between pole and the principal focus of the mirror. So it is a distance between pole and the principal focus. It is represented by letter small f. It is represented by the letter small f. So we can take here. So it is represented by the letter f here. So these are all the 6 terminologies. So another one terminology is there, that is aperture. Seventh one, it's a aperture. It's a diameter of the spherical reflecting part. That is, so this part M and N. I will represent it as a M, and here N, and here it is M and N. That is diameter of the spherical reflecting part. Spherical reflecting surface is called the aperture. That is the diameter of the spherical reflecting surface is called aperture. So here Mn is the aperture. N is aperture. Yes. So that means diameter of the spherical reflecting surface is called aperture. So here M and Mn, the length of the Mn is called the aperture of the concerned spherical mirror. So let us go to the last one, relation. So we have to go with the relation, that is 8th one is relation between focal length and radius of curvature Yes, the radius of curvature is the 2 times the focal length. So always it is right, that is the distance between pole and the principal focus is the 2 times of it is the radius of curvature. The radius of curvature, the length of the radius of curvature is equal to twice the focal length. That is radius of curvature. Radius of curvature is twice the focal length. Twice the focal length. So that means R is equal to 2 into F. So radius of curvature is twice the focal length. So these are all about the some of the terminologies and it's a relation between radius of curvature and the focal length. So in this class we discussed about spherical mirrors, types of spherical mirrors, what are the terminologies are have in the spherical mirrors and some of the relation between those quantities. So I hope you enjoyed this chapter. Thank you and all. Be safe and stay home. Thank you.